Go.
What's up, guys? It's Jordan Love here at Pro Football Talk Live. Chris Sims, Mike Florio, your guys, and we're rolling.
Man,
Jordan
look
Love's
at that.
taking over today.
Look at Jordan
He's
Love.
taking over. He's bringing us on the air.
Now you want to know why he's so cool and calm in the 2-minute drill. There he did. He just did it like nothing.
He said, "What's the name of the show?" Chris told him the wrong name, but that's okay. We got it worked
What
out.
did I even say? What did I?
You just said Pro Football Talk.
Yeah. All right. Hey, thanks, all man. Thanks for being a good sport about that.
Yep.
Yeah, you're good people, man. Always.
And let's get right to it because he's got the awesome Toyota-thon jacket on.
Yeah.
You see it?
He's here on behalf of Toyota. And Jordan, we both want Toyota Tundra pickup trucks because I don't know if you saw our dancing this year on Maria Taylor's social media feed, but we did a TikTok dance. It was
Okay.
highly popular every week.
Okay.
And the Toyota brand is right there. I mean, right there. And this thing did like millions of views.
Just
around
some
there doing
numbers?
all, so I'm waiting for my truck.
Yeah.
Hook us
Get that
up.
done for us, all right?
Okay, I'll try and see what I
Okay,
can do.
come on.
I got mine sitting at home, my Tundra. I do love it, but like you mentioned, here with Toyota, enjoying this partnership we got. I'll put a good word for you guys, see if we can get you guys some Tundras.
Appreciate that. Us little people, all right? Wait, you got,
Tundra for the frozen Tundra,
well,
too. It's
I
perfect,
mean, it
perfect
works,
vehicle
it works
for a
good.
guy in
You
Green
need it.
Bay.
You need it in the snow.
And he needs that kind of car. I mean, you got a baby on the way, right?
I do, yes.
And when's that coming?
In April.
April.
Right before OTAs.
All right.
Yeah, hopefully, we get that out the way before OTAs start, so I don't got to,
Hey, yeah, deal with it. I hear you.
Yeah,
I've
be a
been
lot,
there.
but we're
Right.
very excited.
That's incredible. All right, and do you know the sex of the baby yet? Male?
Yes, we're having a girl.
You're having a girl.
Yeah, having a girl,
all
little
right,
baby
good.
girl, so we're excited.
Yep. And I've noticed it with pictures, and I've seen you with your wife before. I mean, she's tall. She was a volleyball player?
Yeah, she's a professional volleyball player. Played college at Oregon. She is 6'2", so she is very tall. She's a superstar athlete.
Yeah, I mean, if you have a boy, I don't know, you might not be able to have a quarterback. You might be too tall.
Might be having some basketball players.
A power forward or something.
Playing a different sport or something. We'll see about that.
Okay.
Yeah.
But congrats to you, man. That's
you.
awesome.
The,
It really
the
is.
boss in Green Bay, Brian Gutekunst, said you played some of your best football down the stretch this season. What grade would you give yourself for 2025?
For 2025, I always leave room for improvement. So I say a B+ for this season. I think for me personally, I think I definitely made some improvements. Played some pretty consistent ball. And I think for us as a unit, it's all about just getting better and finding ways to improve on all the little things and being able to finish games and put a playoff run together. But for myself, there was a lot of goals I came into this season with just trying to be a consistent player, limit the turnovers, and grow as a leader of the team. And I think I hit on all those things.
Yeah, you continue to ascend, man. I mean, you're a baller. Talk us through a little bit, like the Micah Parsons thing. One, what he did for your team when he got there, and like what was the energy like? And then to people like us, when he got hurt, it seemed like you guys struggled from that point on. And of course, that's natural with a player like that. But kind of explain all that stuff to us.
Yeah, I mean, Micah Parsons is, one of the greatest players in the NFL today, and just the impact he has. And obviously, when we traded for him, what a cool moment to be able to get a player like that. And I've played against him. I know what it's like playing against a player like that. How he can change the game every play. So when we got him, the impact he made when he got on that field was amazing. And
It's like tangible excitement in the locker room, right?
So exciting. I mean, just to see how the energy he brings. The effort he plays on every down, chasing quarterbacks around. I love watching on the sideline when I'm not getting chased by him. So he's a great player, and obviously when he got hurt, it definitely changed our defense. And he's just such an impact player, and everybody feeds off the play style and energy he brings on the field. So definitely it sucked to lose him. I know he's going to attack rehab this offseason and be back better next year.
Take us into this real quick, because we talked about this a little bit when Micah got hurt, right? Does your mind go there? Because I know I've been in similar situations. I was in a playoff game with CJ2K once. I was a backup, but when he got hurt, it was like, I don't know if we can win this game, and if he's hurt, like for real, we're not going to be able to win the Super Bowl. Did any of the thoughts like that go when you see Micah and they're going, oh, it's serious, like he's done for the year? Do thoughts like that go through your head where you're like, man, can we go to the Super Bowl still without Micah?
Not those immediate thoughts.
Right.
I think whenever somebody gets hurt, it's always just like, man, this sucks.
Yeah.
And you hope that it's nothing serious, that it's something they'll be able to bounce back, hopefully get back in that game. Whenever it's a knee injury, you pray that it's not an ACL or anything that's going to be long term. But my mind never goes to anything other than that, just hoping that the player gets back. I got to stay locked in, especially in the moment of the game, of what I got to do to be at my best and try and go win a game. But I'm always confident that no matter what, whoever we got out there, we'll find a way to go out there and compete. But it's tough. And then I think when we went back to the locker room and found out, the severity of the injury, that's when you're like, man, this is tough. It's definitely going to impact the rest of the season, losing him. And you just got to find ways to keep getting better with the guys you got out there.
Jordan, is it fair to say that for you personally, when you have an injury, that you're determined to get back as soon as possible, and that possibly maybe sometimes you get yourself back out before maybe you should? Have you ever done that, do you think?
Definitely. I've dealt with my fair share of injuries the past couple of years, and I think the mindset is always, for me personally, I want to get back there as fast as I can. I never want an injury to hold me back, and I want to be there for my guys because I know we're at our best when I'm out there on the field, and that's obviously what you get paid for, to be out there on the field making an impact. But yeah, injuries, when you're playing through injuries, it definitely impacts the way you play. And when you're out there, you try and block all that stuff out and be the best player. But it's tough, when you're not 100% healthy and dealing with whatever it might be. I've dealt with knee injuries, I've dealt with shoulder injuries. So those all impacts you in a different way on the play style, on whether you're running or trying to avoid taking as many hits as you are, or just trying to stay in that pocket as long as possible. But I want to be out there for my guys and try and push through any injury.
That knee injury in Brazil, that first Friday night of the season in 24, I remember the close up. It looked like something like. How much time were you spending in the aftermath of that thinking, shit, I could be done for the year?
Man, I think right when that thing happened was scary. I've never had a knee injury like that, and I felt my knee actually pop in that moment, and I knew it got twisted up, and it just wasn't fun. So I think a kind of panic, kind of sets in immediately, and then you go to the sideline, and for a trip like Brazil, I had to wait till we flew all the way back to Green Bay to be able to get my MRI and to know exactly what was going on. But it was definitely scary. Like I mentioned, with a knee injury, you never know if it's going to be out for the season or just a couple weeks. So I was grateful that it was only a couple week injury.
You go through that stuff too, and we talked about this a lot. Like, it affects your mechanics and stuff, right? When you're injured, so then you're a little off kilter there,
and then you get an injury to something else because you're compensating. Protect one area.
It kind of just rolls downhill, huh?
Definitely. With my knee injury a couple years last year, I dealt with that. I was overcompensating, ended up having a groin injury on my other leg, and like you said, the whole game you're kind of thinking about that in the back of your mind.
Right.
And, it all plays a part in your mental and your psyche going into a game, but I think for a player is how can you tune that out and still try and go out there and compete to the best of your ability.
How about wild card? It's 3 years in a row that you guys, I know, don't like. You haven't got past that round, right? What do you think it's going to take?
No, they got past that round.
We got past
you're right.
Cowboys game.
Football
2 years ago.
Football historian. Except when you tell him something that he doesn't know.
Right. All right. So it's 2 years in a row, the wild card game. I'm sorry.
They had San Francisco beat.
Yeah.
We were watching that game in the hotel.
You're right. I forgot. I was thinking that was maybe 4 years ago. I was a little off. But either way, the wild card losses, right? They got to sting a little bit.
Definitely. That's 2 years back to back, getting bounced in the first round of the wild card. So it's disappointing. I think that's playoff football. You got to be at your best. You got to find ways to go out there. And you look at this last year with Chicago. A game where
what were you saying on the sideline?
We're playing some of our best ball going into the half,
right?
And it feels like everything's going right, and that's where you go into halftime, and the message is keep it up. We got to keep finding ways to keep doing what we're doing. And it was a tale of two halves right there. Everything kind of unraveled for us in that second half. Credit to them. They put a great second half comeback together. But for us, that's a very, very disappointing loss. A very tough way to end the season. And it's one thing that's going to hopefully motivate everybody in that locker room to be able to come back next year. But like you mentioned, we got to find a way to get past that wild card.
Right.
And hopefully, next year, we get a put together a better season. We're not even in that position. Hopefully we get a first round bye or win the NFC North. So that's always the main goal, but it starts with that.
Yeah.
What do you think of Caleb?
I think Caleb's done some incredible things. I think for him, going into year two, I think he made a great jump this year and played some pretty cool ball. I think he's always been a splash player. He makes some pretty amazing plays all over the field. And, we played him 3 times this year. he's a guy that, you never know. He can change the game in an instant. He makes some of the best off-schedule plays I've seen.
Right.
I think for him, just keep improving, keep doing what he does. But we'll have some great battles going forward. He'll be in Chicago for a long time. So, shout out to him. He's a great player.
And how about this whole Ben Johnson, Matt LaFleur thing? Because Johnson's got to stick up his ass about LaFleur. And LaFleur's like, what the hell did I do? Like, how do you guys react to that?
Man, that's something that, it's been going on since, he was in Detroit. It's part of the NFC North rivalry, man. It's part of the game. You love to see the competition and the rivalry there. And, it's going to fuel us for sure. But it's part of it, man. You can't control how people react in those instances. But I know it's going to light a fire under us.
What sparked it back to the Detroit days? Did Ben say something like in a pregame across the field to Matt? Like, what was it that?
No, I think it's just always been that rivalry.
It's just a little bit like, I'm the offensive genius, screw you.
For sure. I think in the coaching world, that's what it is. You want to prove that, you're the best offensive-minded coach, and a little bit of that goes back and forth. But I don't know how it got started, but it's here. I've seen interviews where they've talked back and forth. So I love it, man. I love when the coaches have a little part in that.
How about quarterback? I mean, you talked about Caleb, but like, who's the guy that you look at right now and go, man, even me, I'm awesome. I love, but he's fun to watch, right? Who's that guy for you right now?
Man, there's so many guys. I think that's the cool part for me. Is just watching film every week and seeing all these different guys and how they play the game. I've always been a fan of Matthew Stafford. I think he had one of the best seasons for any quarterback this year.
Right.
But I've always been a fan of just the way he plays, the confidence he has on the field, the crazy no-look passes that he makes, the accuracy he has.
Right.
And so he's one of the best guys I love watching. Joe Burrow, when he's out there, I love watching him, the accuracy, the poise in the pocket.
Right.
Running quarterbacks, Lamar, I love watching that. I'm not, as much of a running quarterback, but I try and just take little things, bits and pieces, and implement that to my game. But, every quarterback in the NFL it's fun to watch week to week.
Before we let you go, tell us about the glow-in-the-dark flag football that Toyota is sponsoring via the Toyota Glow Up Classic.
Yeah, we had the Glow Up flag football game last night, which was, it was a great event that Toyota hosted. To be able to get these girls in here to play a game in the dark, which was, it was a twist there, but it's an awesome event. I think just bringing awareness to flag football, a game that's growing so much. We'll be in the Olympics this year. I think it's a different game than tackle football. I think it's taking on a name of its own, and it's going to keep growing and growing. And I love to be able to see women getting involved in a sport that's, it's been mostly a man's game.
Right.
And so to see it changing and evolving and Toyota be able to give that awareness and shed some light on it is awesome.
Where are you leaning first the game? Who are you leaning with?
Super Bowl?
Yeah.
Man, I think NFC. I'm
NFC guy.
NFC's. We're the better division, so kind of conference. So I think the Seahawks we'll see. I just want to see a great game. I love both these quarterbacks that are playing. Drake has had a great season as well. For a young guy to be in the Super Bowl,
right? Isn't that crazy?
It's crazy, but we'll see. But I think the Seahawks.
Yeah.
Since you brought us on the air, you probably should stay for the whole show. But I think you got some other stuff you got to do. Toyota wants to get you around to a few more places than just here. We're going to let Jordan Love go. Jordan, awesome stuff. Congratulations on your success, and keep it going.
Keep kicking butt, man. Make sure you kick the crap out of the Vikings twice a year, all right? That's his favorite team.
Is it? Okay.
That's all he cares about.
Why did you have to go there?
That's all he cares about, all right?
No, he's full of shit, Jordan. Sorry about that.
We got to.
Hi, it's Mike Florio. Thanks for watching PFT on YouTube. Hit subscribe for the latest news and analysis from Pro Football Talk.